Hi, my name is Elena and you are watching the fourth part of Marvelous Designer tool by tool tutorial. So let's begin. Today I'm going to teach or explain the transform tool. As you see here, its shortcut is A. If I can show it, that I can't, you should see it here. In 2D we call it transform tool, transform pattern tool, but on 3D window we call it select or move tool, which is a Q on the keyboard. For example, if I click on every part of my garment on 3D pattern, I can see a blue dot here, a blue point here, which shows where of the pattern I am clicking on. You see? Maybe like want to know where is it? Where is this part on your pattern? Now you see that it's here. Sometimes, not sometimes. If you hold W on your keyboard and click, you can make some pins. You see, these pins can be moved easily. Like when you pin something, when you simulate, you see, you can fix the fabric in the position that you want. Then you right click and you can delete the pin. So let's talk about transform pattern tool. By transform tool you can just click and select your pattern and move it everywhere you want, or you can drag with your mouse. I'm still on simulation. You can just drag and select every pattern that you want, but you should be careful that if you just select a part of your pattern, it doesn't work. It should include all the pattern. Then the next thing is when you do the right click, see, you go on the pattern. Before talking about right click, I was about to tell you also another thing, that when you select an object or a pattern, you see this box that appears. You can make it larger by dragging a corner. You see it? It's not beautiful. Ctrl Z to undo it. You can do this. Okay, make it bigger horizontally and vertically. Then if you want your pattern to become bigger, larger from both sides equally, on the center you should double click and these points become red. It means that everything now happens symmetrically. If before letting go the left click, I know that I don't want these changes, immediately you can press Ctrl Z and undo it, so nothing will happen, will appear on your 3D window. There's another tool similar to our transform tool, which is edit pattern. Its shortcut is Z, like Z and Z is Z. The difference is that with edit tool you can also select some points, but with transform you cannot. This is one of their differences. So now let's talk about the right click. When you right click while you are on transform tool, this menu appears. What are these options? Select all with same property. Based on these characteristics, it may select all the rest of the patterns that have the same characteristic in fabric, layer, and particle distance. This one is assigned to a new fabric. It just add a new fabric, and now this fabric belongs, or yes, this fabric belongs just to this pattern, but I don't want. So I drag this fabric here, yeah, and here I choose delete unused. The next thing is delete. Its shortcut is delete on your keyboard. Then you can copy and okay, copy, yes, and right click outside the pattern and paste. You have another one here. Or you can let me see. Okay, also here we have the paste that I usually use Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V. I don't use this menu just for copy and paste. The next option is mirror paste. Here you cannot see this mirror paste. Let me show you in this way. If, for example, this part was like this, now I Ctrl+C, I press Ctrl+C, and now mirror pasted. You see, it's like a mirror is between. It's not like copy and paste, simple paste, that they are exactly the same. Ctrl+Z, 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 Ctrl+Z. Next is inverse selection. If, like, for example, I'm selecting this, now I inverse select it, it selects the rest of the patterns on your scene. Instant pattern is like okay, I don't have it here. Let me see. Do I have? Okay. Okay, since in this particular garment I had already another symmetric pattern, I didn't had these options. Now I have them. We have this symmetric pattern, with sewing or without sewing, and instant pattern. They are the same, and let's see what they are. When you make a symmetric copy of your pattern, you see this line between them. It means that they are related. What is its difference with a simple copy? The difference is that if I make any changes on my main pattern, it will appear also on its symmetric one, but on the copy it doesn't change. anything. For example, you do enough changing and customization and you want every one of them to continue their own way, just remove links editing. And now if I do anything here, nothing happens on the other pattern. Let me see. Okay, remove if okay, we know this. Now a clone as internal line shape. Clone as internal line shape is an interesting thing. For example, I like to have a pocket here. Okay, I right click and I say I want a clone as internal line shape. It gives me an internal line shape. Why I need this internal line shape? Because now, for example, if I'm going to attach my pattern as a pocket here, where can I sew it? I don't have any lines, so I need some line here that are exactly like my pocket. So I clone as internal line shape, and now I can put it in another pattern, and now I can sew. Did you see? Okay, the next option is offset as internal line. What is it? It makes an internal line inside your pattern. If I want, this one is the distance between that line. Let me zoom in. The distance between that line, offset as internal line. The distance between internal line and our main line. And you can have more than one internal line, or you can even say I want another direction. They go outside. They go outside of the pattern. And the next option is offset pattern outline. In fact, when I'm working with Marvel's Designer, I don't even read the whole name of these options. It's like it's the first time that I am reading their full names. It's like calling your friend by their family name. Offset pattern outline. What is it? It makes another line outside your pattern, but it is parallel. What? Parallel to your pattern. This okay, since I learned Marvel Designer, I've never used retract because it just makes your pattern smaller like this. I've never needed that. If I need it, I don't know. I think I've never needed that. So offset outline, choose this extent, or don't even choose the retract. Then you define the distance, 2 centimeters, everything you want, the numbers that you want. If you don't check this box and you have more than one outline lines, it just shows you the last line. You won't be able anymore to see the other internal lines, the other lines. Control C. Okay. You should create internal line, and that's just like this, just like that. One last thing about offset pattern outline that I forgot to mention while I was recording is this part, side segment type. As you see, you have 3 options here, also 3 options here. What do they do? If you choose default corner, if I want a distance of 5 centimeters, as you see here, we have no point and everything is straight. When I use this right angled corner, you see that there is a dot where these lines intersect. And in unfilled corner option, this option is good for pockets that you need some distance between your outlines. Here I'm going to show you this offset pattern outline for this example, that we have perpendicular, extend and mirror in every one of them. Just in unfilled, you can see the differences. In perpendicular, they are in 90 degrees with our sides. In extend, they are in the continue of any side. There is mirror that as you see, they are like a symmetric, and like there is a mirror between every outline, and that's it. Okay, the next thing is layer clone over and layer clone under. They are kind of the same. This is my layer clone over, this is my layer clone under. One of them is sewn in every part. I will show you how it works. Okay, this is my clone over, this is my clone under. It is exactly the same, just sometimes you need it to be under the main pattern, sometimes you need it over. Okay, for example, I have this internal line here. Okay, see, now I make a layer clone over. Okay. Look how they are. This is the layer clone. Everything is sewn to one another, and this thing makes your lines more profound. That's why we need it. Or for example, I give it a pressure like 5 here, and here I give it -5. Minus, it's rendering. -5. Look, nothing happened. Okay, let me show another example. Where are, okay. I make a clone under. You see it's under, and you see that every line is sewn together. Okay, now to this one, its pressure, it's going to be 5, maybe 5 is a lot. This one, let me see. Okay, yeah, this one is -5. You see, these lines that were sewn together, now they become profound. That's why we will need our internal lines. I'm sorry, the layer clone, because in less time you have the result that you need. You were useless. Okay, the next option is deactive pattern and deactive pattern and sewing. I make another layer clone over. Okay, for instance, for example, I'm going to make a pocket here on the sleeve which is inside. I don't want to disturb the pattern which is covering it. What I should do is to deactivate. Even I can deactivate pattern and also the sewing. It is just based on your need. Now I deactivate this pattern and it becomes kind of blue. Blue? I was saying it's yellow, it's not blue. You're just lying. Now here I can put my pocket. Clone as internal line. And that's it. And now right click, maybe let me see. Now here you can activate. Okay, it bothered. Do you know why? Because since these two are linked, everything I do here also happens here. That's why. But now you know what did I mean for the activating thing. Okay, the last thing, just I'm going to say this is freeze strength and height. For example, I'm giving it a shape like this, and I don't want to touch it anymore, and I don't want, when I'm doing other stuff, it moves again. What should I do? I should freeze it. Now it will not move again. Or sometimes these parts, these narrow parts, they really can disrupt your work. And one thing that you can do is to strengthen them. What is it? It just makes them more firm, you see? You see, it's firmer, just like this. And then we have this hide pattern. When you have too many things, I just need to see the back part of my jacket. Here I right click on my avatar and I hide it. Where's hide avatar? Okay. Now here I hide 3D pattern. Also here hide 3D pattern. And that's it. Okay. Then here I can show them again. Also avatar here. Okay, zoom to selected is to zoom in. Flip, don't try to flip it here, we flip it on the 3D pattern. We don't need to rotate and order. Okay, order is like this pattern is now over it. Now it's just something, I think it's just for the, I don't know, maybe the beauty. Now you want it to go in the back, so bring forward, front, send back. It's just this, and it doesn't even have anything to do with your 3D pattern. That's why we don't use it. And so that's it. Let me see if I have something else. I hope you like this video, and please like and subscribe for more content, and see you later. Bye.